Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Can somebody please read?
I can read.
Please.
I can understand?
Yes.
I can understand that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Prakāśānanda Saraswati continued. And even though you present yourself as a devotee, you are still worshipable because you are greater than all of us in education and realization. Therefore, my blaspheming you, we have committed the greatest offenses. Please excuse us. How a devotee becomes... Oh, okay.
Yeah, so here Prakāśānanda is confirming that he's understanding that Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself. You're the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. And he's asking forgiveness because he was blaming before Lord Chaitanya. And now he's understood his position. That, yeah, you are come as a devotee, but you are Krishna himself.
How a devotee becomes the greatest of all transcendentalists in Srimad Bhagavatam 6.14.5.
Muktanam api siddhanam. Yeah, you want to try?
No, you do it.
Narayana parayana sudurlabha prashantatma kotish api mahamune.
There are many liberated souls and perfected souls, but out of all of them, he who is a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is best. Such a devotee of the Supreme Lord is always calm and quiet, and his perfection is very rarely seen, even among millions of persons. Prakāśānanda then quoted another Srimad Bhagavatam 10.4.46, in which it is stated that one's duration of life, prosperity, fame, religion, and the benediction of high authorities are all lost when one offends a devotee. Finally, Prakāśānanda quoted Srimad Bhagavatam 7.5.32, which says that although all the misgivings of the conditioned soul disappear at the touch of the lotus of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one cannot touch his lotus feet unless he receive the benedictions of the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord's pure devotee. In other words, one cannot become a pure devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead unless he is favored by another pure devotee of the Lord.
So how can we get bhakti? Bhakti we can get only from the bhakta. Only the pure devotee can give us this pure devotional service. By his mercy, by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, now we are hearing from Bhagavatam, we are hearing Bhagavad Gita as it is, we are hearing teachings of Lord Chaitanya. It's by Prabhupada's mercy, he's a pure devotee of the Lord. And he's telling us, he's showing us that here is the Supreme Lord, here is Krishna. He's giving us bhakti. So Bhagavatam is saying that there are so many liberated souls, but a pure devotee is the best of all the liberated souls. And amongst many, many liberated souls, there'll be one such pure devotee. Even Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that, there's so many people searching for perfection. One will come to him, and out of thousands of such people who come to him, one who's searching for perfection, out of thousands of people who are searching for perfection, one will come to him. So it's not easy to come to Krishna, but it becomes very easy by the mercy of the pure devotee. So right now, Srila Prabhupada is giving us this mercy. Mercy of Lord Chaitanya, mercy of Lord Krishna.
Now I'm taking shelter of your lotus feet, Prakāśānanda Saraswati said, for I want to be elevated to the position of a devotee of the Supreme Lord. After talking in this way, Prakāśānanda Saraswati and Lord Chaitanya sat together. Whatever you have said concerning discrepancies in the Mayavadi philosophy is also known by us. Prakāśānanda said, "Indeed, we know that all the commentaries on Vedic scriptures by Mayavadi philosophers are erroneous, especially those of Sankaracharya. Sankaracharya's interpretation of the Vedanta Sutra are all figments of his imagination. You have not explained the aphorisms of the Vedanta Sutra and the of methods according to your imaginations, but have presented them as they are. Thus, we are all pleased to have heard your explanation. Such explanation of the Vedanta Sutras and Upanishads cannot be given by anyone but the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Since you have all the potencies of the Supreme Lord, please explain the Vedanta Sutra further so that I can be benefited."
So here Prakāśānanda Saraswati is saying, you have given the direct explanation of Vedanta Sutra of Upanishad. So you have to be God himself, because God is the speaker of the Vedas, no? So because you're able to explain to us the clear and direct meaning, so you're God. And here Prakāśānanda Saraswati is confirming that Shankaracharya's commentary is imaginary. It's word jugglery. It's not the direct meaning.
Lord Chaitanya protested against being called the Supreme Lord. "My dear sir, I am an ordinary living entity. I cannot know the real meaning of the Vedanta Sutras. But Vyasadeva, who is an incarnation of Narayan, knows its real meaning. No ordinary living entity can interpret the Vedanta Sutra according to the mundane conception. In order to curb commentaries on the Vedanta Sutra by unscrupulous persons, the author himself, Vyasadeva, has already commented upon the Vedanta Sutras by writing Srimad Bhagavatam. In other words, the best explanation of a book is written by the author himself. No one can understand the author's mind unless the author himself discloses the meaning of his words. Therefore, the Vedanta Sutra should be understood through Srimad Bhagavatam, the commentary written by the author of the Vedanta Sutra."
So Prakāśānanda Saraswati is appreciating Lord Chaitanya as God himself because he's explained the Vedanta Sutra. But Lord Chaitanya is a Channa avatar. He's come in the role of a devotee. Because he knows in Kali Yuga, we all say, I'm also incarnation of Krishna. We all want to be incarnation of Krishna. To stop that, Lord Chaitanya is saying, no, I'm just the devotee, But the direct meaning is given by Vyasadeva, who's not an ordinary entity. Vyasadeva is an incarnation of Narayan, and that's why he's given us this Vedanta Sutra. And the meaning of Vedanta Sutra is also given by Vyasadeva in Srimad Bhagavatam. So if we at all want to understand Vedanta Sutra, we need to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, because Vyasadeva has said that Bhagavatam is his explanation of the Vedanta Sutra. That's his commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. Vedanta Sutra, who's the author of Vedanta Sutra?
But Vyasadeva himself.
Yeah, Vyasadeva. He wrote the Vedanta Sutra. So the Vedanta Sutra is in coded. It's like a coded language. Not many people have the intelligence to understand it. And then he written an explanation of this Vedanta Sutra. And that explanation is Srimad Bhagavatam. So if we want to understand Vedanta Sutra as it is, we need to study Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah. Then we will understand what Vyasadeva is saying in the Vedanta Sutra, instead of putting our imagination in it.
So first he wrote the Vedanta Sutra, which was a coded language, and then he only simplified it to Srimad Bhagavatam.
That's right. That's right. And why did he write the Vedanta Sutra? Because the Vedas are very vast. It will take people lifetimes to study the Vedas, very vast. So he wrote it in sutra form.
So it's like a compressed form, like more
compressed.
To the point.
That's right. Yeah. He wrote the compressed form. Now to explain this compressed form, he wrote Srimad Bhagavatam.
Okay.
So we study the Srimad Bhagavatam means we are studying all the Vedas. Yeah.
Pranava or Omkara is the divine substance of all the Vedas. Omkara is further explained in the Gayatri Mantra exactly as it is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. In the Bhagavatam, there are 4 verses written in this connection, were explained by to Brahma by Lord Krishna himself. In his turn, Brahma explained them to Narad, and Narad explained them to Vyasadeva. In this way, the purport of the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam has come down through disciplic succession. It is not that anyone and everyone can make his own foolish commentary on the Vedanta Sutras and mislead his readers. Anyone who wants to understand the Vedanta Sutras must read the Srimad Bhagavatam carefully. Under the instructions of Narad Muni, Vyasadeva compiled the Srimad Bhagavatam with the purpose of explaining the aphorisms of the Vedanta Sutras. In the writing Srimad Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva collected all the essence of the Upanishads and the purport of was also explained in the Vedanta Sutras. Srimad Bhagavatam is thus the essence of all Vedic knowledge. That which is stated in Upanishads and restated in the Vedanta Sutra is explained very nicely in Srimad Bhagavatam.
So again, Lord Chaitanya is stressing the same point, that Narad Muni asked Vyasadeva to compile this Srimad Bhagavatam, and not that anyone can make up the Srimad Bhagavatam. No, we have to hear it in disciplic succession. Original Bhagavatam, the Chaturshloki Bhagavatam, was spoken by Krishna to Brahmaji. Brahma spoke to Narad, Narad told to Vyasadeva, and then Krishna had told Brahma, you expand it now, you explain this. Brahma is very intelligent. He could understand the full Bhagavatam in 4 verses. But we are not so intelligent. We need explanations. So that's why the Bhagavatam is presented to us in this way. And it's coming in disciplic succession. That's a very important point. So that the knowledge remains, it's the pure knowledge, it's the original knowledge. There's no mundane person's imagination in it. Or what do you say? There's no distortion of knowledge. That's why we need to hear Bhagavatam in the parampara, in the disciplic succession. So here again it's being stressed that Bhagavatam is the essence of all the Vedic knowledge. By studying Bhagavatam means we have studied all the Vedas.
There is a verse in the Ishopanishad similar to the one found in Srimad Bhagavatam 8.1.10, which states that whatever one sees in the cosmic manifestation is but the Supreme Lord's energy and is non-different from him. Consequently, he is the controller, friend, and maintainer of all living entities. We should live by the mercy of God and take only those things which are allotted to us according to our particular living condition. In this way, by not encroaching on another's property, one can enjoy life.
So Isopanishad and Bhagavatam are saying the same thing. We have necessities. We are inside the material body. So for the body, we have some necessities. So Bhagavatam and Isopanishad is saying, take whatever is necessary, but don't take whatever is your share. Don't take another one's share. Whatever is needed, we take that. And then also is said that this material world, whatever we are seeing, is Krishna's energy. Who's the creator of this entire material creation?
Krishna himself.
Yeah, Krishna is the creator. So because he's the creator, he's also the controller. He knows how to control. Like how an engineer, he makes a robot. He knows how to function the robot, no? Because he's made it. He knows how it works. So this material world is created by Krishna. He knows how it works. He's the controller. He's our best friend. And it's he only who's maintaining each and every one of us. So whatever we are seeing in this material world is Krishna's energy. Whatever we see. It will be a combination of material energy and Jivatma, the superior energy. Nothing beyond that. There's nothing or no one that does not belong to Krishna.
In other words, the purport of the Upanishads, Vedanta Sutras, and Bhagavatam is one and the same. If one studies Srimad Bhagavatam carefully, he will find that all the Upanishads and the Vedanta Sutra are nicely explained therein. Srimad Bhagavatam teaches us three subjects: how to re-establish our eternal relationship with Supreme Lord, how to act in that relationship, and lastly, how to achieve the highest benefit from it.
So all the Vedas are there teaching this Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. Sambandha, our eternal relationship with God. Abhideya, how to act in that relationship. And Prayojana, Krishna Prema. So our eternal relationship, we each have an eternal loving relationship with Krishna. And how to act in that relationship, that's bhakti, devotional service. And when we engage in devotional service, we get the highest, that is Krishna Prema. So by studying Bhagavatam, we understand Upanishads, we understand all the Vedas, we understand the Vedanta Sutra, everything.
The four Srimad Bhagavatam verses beginning from Aham, Evasam, Evagriya, 2.9.33 to 36 is the gist of the whole Bhagavatam. These are nicely summarized by Lord Chaitanya as follows: I, Krishna, am the supreme center for the relationship of all living entities, and knowledge of me is the supreme knowledge. The process by which a living entity can attain me is called Abhidheya. By it, one can attain the highest perfection of life, love of Godhead. When one attains the love of God, his life becomes perfect. The explanation of four verses is given in Bhagavatam, and Lord Chaitanya gave a short description of the principles of these verses. He said that by mental speculation or academic education, no one can understand the constitutional position of the Supreme Lord. How he is situated, his transcendental qualities, his transcendental activities, and his six opulences. These can be understood only by the mercy of the Lord. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, one who is fortunate enough to receive the Lord's favor can understand all these explanations by the mercy of the Lord.
The entire Bhagavatam, Lord Chaitanya is giving in summary. Because the Chatushloki Bhagavatam, what Krishna, the original four verses that Krishna spoke to Brahmaji, Canto 2, Chapter 9, 32 to 33 to 36. In summary, it is that each of us have an eternal loving relationship with Krishna. Every soul, each and every soul has a loving relationship with Krishna. And we want knowledge. Knowledge of Krishna is supreme knowledge. To understand Krishna, Krishna's supreme position, that is knowledge. And how we can be situated in that relationship. When it's saying by which a living entity can attain me, it's not that somebody's going to become Krishna. No. How can we be situated in this relationship? That's Abhideya, devotional service. So our Sambandha, we each have an eternal loving relationship with Krishna. We're eternal servitors of Krishna. And then how we can be situated in that relationship? By devotional service, the process, that's Abhideya. And the goal, what are we going to gain by doing devotional service? Love of Krishna. Prema Pamartha Mahan, Lord Chaitanya says, that's the goal of human life, the perfection of human life. When one attains love of Godhead, his life becomes perfect. So, and Lord Chaitanya is saying one can understand this knowledge not by any imagination, not by making up any theory or philosophy. By the mercy of Krishna, one can understand. Only by the mercy of Lord. Stated here. By the mercy of Lord, we can understand. So the more we hear and chant, the more we will attract His mercy, the more we will be able to understand Him. Krishna Himself says, Bhaktyamam abhijanati. Only by devotion can I be known. Only by bhakti can I be known. So the more bhakti we do, the more we will understand Krishna, the more we will understand ourselves, the more we will understand our relationship with him. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So what are the three things that Lord Chaitanya is explaining in this? What did we just hear? What are the three things that all the Vedas, all Bhagavatam, Vedanta, what is it? What are the three things they're trying to tell us?
That you get closer to God only with devotions, this thing, service. And that also,
Yeah.
if a pure gives you that thing, like,
That's right.
hmm,
Yeah.
only a
So
pure
that's the
devotee
process.
gets you closer
Yeah.
to Krishna.
Thank you. So you said the second one, that's abhideya, the process of getting closer to Krishna, right?
Yeah.
That's the abhideya. And then why do we need
Then
to get close to him? Because we each have
we have a loving relationship with him.
that's right. That's the sambandha.
Hmm.
Yes. We have a loving
It's like
relationship with
love
him.
for him. And then that's like, after that is like the ultimate love, that you're already engrossed in that love. You cannot see anything but that love for Krishna.
Yeah. That's the goal. So that's the
Yeah.
prayojana. So the three things that Bhagavatam, all the Vedas, all the knowledge is trying to teach us. Sambandha, we have a loving relationship with Krishna. Abhideya, the process of being situated in that relationship is devotional service. And the goal, when we engage in devotional service, we will revive our love for Krishna. Prayojana. Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. So the Abhideya part is the devotional service, the Prayojana part is love of God, and the Sambandha part is we have a loving relationship. Yeah.
The Lord existed before the material creation. Therefore, the material ingredients, nature, and the living entities all emanated from him. And after dissolution, they rest in him. When the creation is manifest, it is maintained by him. Indeed, whatever manifestation we see is but a transformation of his eternal energy. When the Supreme Lord withdraws
External.
his
It's
energy,
transformation of his external energy.
transformation of his external energy. When the Supreme Lord withdraws his external energy, everything enters into him. In the first of the four verses, the word aham is given 3 times to stress that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is full of with all opulence. Aham is stated 3 times just to chastise one who cannot understand or believe in the transcendental nature and form of the Supreme Lord.
So he's saying, I have a form, I'm a person. But yet we keep saying, no, Krishna, God has no form, he's formless. How can God have a form? No, because we think we have a form, so God cannot have a form. Why he cannot have a form? He has spiritual form. Now, just because we have material form, then we say, no, God cannot have. How can we decide how God has to be? He's keeping on repeating 3 times. Aham, I. What does that mean? Means he is a person, right? It's a transcendental form. Brahmaji also says Satchidananda Vigraha. Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text 6, I come in my transcendental form. Everywhere keeps repeating transcendental form, transcendental form. Yet we say, oh, God means no form. That's our foolishness that we say that. So, and even Shankaracharya says that Narayan is beyond this material creation. He exists before the material creation, means his form is transcendental. So Krishna exists before the creation. He maintains us during the creation, and when it's time for annihilation, everyone enters in body of Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu creates this material world by glancing, then he maintains it, and then when he breathes in, all the universes go inside his form, inside his body. So this material energy is Krishna's external energy. He does not personally associate with this external energy. That's why she's called separated energy. External means he has no personal. He's here as Paramatma, yeah, but Krishna himself, he's always in the spiritual energy. But anyway, again, that he's saying, I am a person. I have a transcendental nature, I have a transcendental form. So we'll stop here for today. Are there any questions or comments?
So in which verses it is stated 3 times? Aham, aham.
933 to 36.
Oh, okay.
933 to 36. You want to look it up?
The whole in the Bhagavatam, right? Bhagavatam Canto 2, chapter 9.
Bhagavatam 2. Bhagavatam 2, 9.
I guess if you click on it was saying
Yeah,
it
that's
will be there.
You can see it. I've not stopped the screen share.
Okay.
33 to 36. I'm just looking it up right.
Yeah.
Eham eva sam eva agre nanyad yad sad asad param paschad aham yad etakcha yo vishishyeta sosmi aham.
3
Brahma, it
times.
is
Yeah.
I, personality of Godhead. Yeah. You're able to see the screen?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So he's saying, Brahma, it is I, the personality of Godhead, who was existing before the creation when there was nothing but myself, nor was there the material nature, the cause of this creation. That which you see now is also I, the personality of Godhead. And after annihilation, what remains will also be I, the personality of Godhead. So already 3 times he's saying this verse. That it's just Krishna from whom everything is beginning, maintaining, and in him everything will be annihilated. I'm not sure if you all want to see the other verses now or you all want to stop here.
No, it's okay. Yeah. Right.
Okay. We'll stop here today. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.